Freeform's fan favorite returns, season 5, episode 11. The cutest baby, Ben in jail. Riley makes a shocking decision, and Jack K is the judge. We're talking Baby Daddy next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, the cute song. I love it. It's a very cute song. I love this song. And I am a baby daddy. Hi, everybody. I'm James Lott Jr., and you're watching the Baby Daddy premiere episode for season 5. I guess season 5, part 2.
Yeah.
I guess part 2. I guess they're doing. I thought it'd be season 6.
I know. I figured they were going to do exactly what they did for Young and Hungry. They were just going to go straight into the next season, but apparently not. This has a 22 episode, I think, count for the season. So.
All right. So it's the second half. So it's just still season 5, which is impressive. And you're watching the Baby Daddy After Show on AfterBuzzTV.com. You can actually follow us on iTunes and on YouTube under Baby Daddy.
Awesome.
Love it. And so you can follow me at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms. And of course, I'm here. You guys asked for it. You wanted it. You got it. My co-host, Dakota T. Jones.
Hello, my name is Dakota T. Jones. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones. I know everyone was trying to put us together.
I know.
Here we are.
Here we are. I don't know why they want us together. I'm like, maybe because you're Dakota T. Jones. I'm James Lott Jr. I don't know the
like a 3-part name.
I guess so like that. I don't know what's going on, but but he asked me to come on and do this with him, and I'm so glad we're going to do it.
Me too. This show is great.
It's a great show. I completely never watched it before, and I binge watched.
Yes.
Like the 5 seasons, and I was like, oh, there's serious stuff on here and all kinds of stuff.
I know. They do all the comedy stuff, and then they're like, you know what? We're going to throw in this really serious topic.
They did tonight, too.
They did.
They did. And we have people in the chat room already. I want to say hi to, I remember you, Boo69Bs, one of my other shows. And says, I'm hoping Riley and Danny will get back together, but they didn't. I know. We're going to talk about all that.
Crazy stuff.
It's kind of crazy stuff. This show is just so fun, wonderful. Now, can you just remind people where we left off?
Okay. This was crazy. At least this finale that we had last time was Ben is going on vacation in the Hamptons with Danny, Riley, and Sam.
Yes.
And then Sam has this tape of whenever Danny and Sam hooked up in high school.
Yes.
Riley sees it, storms off.
Yes.
Then Ben is wanting to sleep with Sam, but then he realizes that he still loves Zoe, so he goes back to talk to Zoe, but then Zoe's back with her baby daddy.
Yes.
And then
That's a shocker.
All of that stuff happens. Riley does not want to be with Danny anymore, runs out, and that's where we left off.
I was so sad.
Crazy. That finale broke my heart.
Me too. It did. I was so happy they were finally together. He seemed happy they were together. And he went, well, we'll talk about that. Because he wasn't lying at all.
He wasn't.
And this episode's called Trial by Liar. So, and we'll talk about why that they say they actually had a trial on the show. It's kind of funny. Now, first of all, it opens with, the cutest baby on television. Mm-hmm. I swear to God, this baby is so cute. This baby actually rivals the baby that was on Raising Hope. I used to love the baby on Raising Hope. Another one that was really cute baby who could act. Like the baby acts.
That's great.
So cute. With Tucker, who looks like a baby himself.
I know.
Tahj Mowry just does not age at all.
I know. He really doesn't. Like, I don't even remember how old he is, but he does not age. And did you actually know that Emma is actually twins?
Because most shows, they have. Yeah. You guys don't notice on TV, most babies have to work as twins because of child labor laws.
That, and also when one's crying, usually the other one might not be. So they're like, let's throw this child in for a while.
As a twin myself, I understand. I cry, and everyone doesn't cry. Just they tell me out.
Yeah.
If I start crying, a new one will come in and take over as co-host. Yes. So now we get back to Ben and Zoe because Ben is so upset. Poor Ben. He just can't catch a break, can he? It was so sad. He's really upset that he got dumped.
Yeah. He's like, wait, I want to go back to being the jerk. What's happening? I'm usually the dumper, not the dumpee.
Yes, totally. They say baby Emma keeps getting cuter. Yes, she does keep getting cuter. And Chelsea Kane cries really beautifully.
She does.
I never thought that before. But
you know what? Because I just got off the Young and Hungry after show. Gabby, the character there, has an ugly cry. Love her so much, but they meant to do that. And then Riley's over here like, I'm just so sad. Like, how could you do this to me? And I'm like, aw.
Yes, she was kind of. She get through on the waterworks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
But yeah, so Ben and Zoe. So Zoe is still with the dad apparently because his name's Aaron, ex-Marine. And she's still with him because he's like he left when she had a baby and decided to come back and try it. Mm-hmm. Which, happens sometimes.
It happens sometimes.
Meanwhile, we have the triangle, which is not really a triangle, of Riley, Sam, and Danny.
Yeah. It's not even a triangle. It's a forced triangle that poor Danny, like this was when he was 17. He was drunk. He wasn't even in his right mind. He slept with Sam. The video got out. Riley is thinking, you know what? You lied to me because when I asked you if you had feelings for Sam, you said no. But technically he didn't have feelings. It is kind of a gray area, but he was single. He was not with her. It was when he was 17. Now he's in a relationship, but he's not sleeping around with anyone. He's faithful to Riley.
Yes.
What would you do in this situation?
Well, see, it's one of those hard things because I look at it as, should he have, this is always a question, should he have told her just anyway?
Yeah.
Just said, no, I don't have feelings for her. I didn't have feelings for her, but we did sleep together.
Yeah.
And it meant nothing. I wonder if she would have felt better. Do you think?
I feel like no, because you know what? A girl does not want to hear about a guy's past experience. It doesn't matter who you are, guy or girl. You don't want to know about something that happened. You don't want to think of your boyfriend or girlfriend being intimate with someone else. It's just not how it works. So I feel like he might have gotten away with, honesty at least in that sense, but it still would have come back to bite him somehow.
It's all that's all. And also I think because it was her nemesis in high school, it makes it worse. I think it's just bad, period. I think it's because he slept with her, period.
Yeah.
I think that's the real issue, and she's not really hitting that part so much. It's more that she's saying, you lied to me. You lied. It's like, he didn't lie. And for some people, sex and love are the same. This is actually a really heavy topic for a comedy. Hello. I'm like, we're talking some real stuff here. Almost said something. But no, it's one of those things that some people can separate sex and love and some can't. And there's no wrong or, I don't think there's no wrong or right answer, just it's whatever you feel. But I think in this case, he's saying, I'm a young boy, a young man who hormones are going crazy. It was a hot girl that was hit on him, and that was that. He moved on. He's always loved her. Yeah.
And I almost feel like, I know he probably remembers it a little bit, but I feel whenever, last season, or this season, but whenever Sam was like, I saved your butt right back there when I turned that video off, and then he watches it, he almost seems surprised. I felt like maybe he totally forgot about the hookup because he had been drinking, or maybe he just was surprised that someone caught that on film. I don't know, but it seemed like he totally kind of forgot about it. It was in the past and he'd forgotten.
I think it really did not mean much to him. Yeah. I think it really didn't. So again, this is like some serious stuff going on there. Our girl Tina, she just woke up.
Tina just woke up.
And she says she loves us.
She's the one that really pushed for this to happen.
Yes, she did. She did.
So happy that she's watching.
Yes. And they were saying, I would shake Riley and say, that was his past, you're his future. He loves you, you idiots.
I like it.
I like that. You idiots.
I think I would have put it the same way.
I met up with the idiot part, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know, but she's right. He's a hunk of a man. Come on, girl. Pull it together.
Exactly.
He's like a man. So we go back to kind of Bonnie comes to town. My girl, I love me some Mr. Peterman. She's so good. And she's like, she did see, because remember, she went to Peru and Brad came back to you. It's like classic switcheroo last season. Yeah. And so he wasn't on the episode today. I wonder if he'll be back the rest of this season. I
feel like he probably will. He's been sprinkled out throughout the seasons.
Yeah.
He better be back. He's hilarious.
Oh, he is hilarious. Peter Porty plays it so good. So apparently they met up in Peru at a airplane bathroom at Dallas Airport somehow.
Oh yeah, she said thank goodness for those handicap handles in the bathroom. Freeform leaves little to the imagination.
I know. I'm like, okay.
Like ABC Family was a little bit more like fluffy, and then now they're just like, no, we're gonna get crazy.
We're going right in. They are going right in. That was kind of scary. And so then we still go back to, so she's back, and so she's back in the mix of things. But back to Ben and Zoe, they're, because remember, Sam was naked in bed with him. I want to say last season too. So that wasn't last season.
I know.
Before
last
the break.
Episode,
yeah, last episode before the break. And oh my God, something flying at me. And they're like, oh my God, flying at me. That's crazy talk. Oh my God. And so he turned her down for Zoe, and that's when he walked in and found out that she had her late husband. Yep. So he's like, I can't believe I picked her. Oh my God. And then Zoe shows up to talk to him. That's some funny scenes there. My gosh. And she's like, yeah, me and Aaron are gonna try. And he tried to pull the I delivered your baby, little Hunter, another cute little baby, Hunter. Yep. And she's just like, no. And so he kind of blackmails her. Really interesting twist. Kind of like blackmails her to say, okay, I want to dump you. So it's like, wait a minute, so is it really not about Zoe, more about your pride.
Exactly.
It's kind of weird.
I know, and she's like, oh, like just for your pride, and then Tucker's like, oh, if he had pride, he would not be here right now.
Yes, I know. Tucker always has that breaks it down for everybody.
Yes.
And I love the Tucker and Bonnie relationship too. They always play. They play so well together.
They're like cat and mouse.
Yes, all the time. I love that. But anyway, so he's like, okay, you show some PDA, be my girlfriend for a little bit to my coworkers, and then I'll dump you. And it's funny. He's like, I'm not sure if what's the reason? He goes, I don't know, hotter girl or something. He's like, I'm not sure yet. It's
I
kind
haven't
of funny.
decided yet. I'm like, excuse me, like that is.
She's like, oh, okay, I'm not sure. So of course. And so meanwhile, Danny and Bonnie are talking, and he's trying to explain to her what happened, and he's like, he doesn't have feelings for Sam. But the funniest part was when he's like, he's like, can I move in with you for a while? Because Sam's living at the house with them, apartment with them. She's like, oh, well, let's just figure something out and work at you guys getting back together.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, mother.
She's like, what you're going to do is you're going to apologize, and it doesn't matter if you mean it or not, you're going to apologize, you're going to move back in with her, and it'll all be good. You know, you won't be having to be with me, it'll be great. Great.
Oh my God, I love it. Charles Ray says, hey, first time here, and the fight in the bar I thought was really funny, and that's just me. Yes, we're leading right to that because they show up. First they show up at the bar, and he's like, no one really cares they're together. He's like, yeah, look, this is a new girlfriend, and they're like, oh, whatever. But then Aaron shows up.
Yes, and Aaron shows up, and he's like, excuse me, who is that guy? Oh, that's her boyfriend. Oh, really? He goes, confronts him, punches him.
Yes.
And then the other guy behind him who catches him throws him back at Aaron, hits Aaron, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And then just a brawl. It seems like everyone in the bar was involved.
Well, even Tucker was a little tiny, jumped on top of the back of somebody. I was like,
jumped like a little spider monkey.
It was like, yeah, they told like a spider monkey. He just like leapt on, and that was it. It was a fun little thing there. And so it turns out they're in jail.
They're in jail.
Except for, well, actually, only Ben and Aaron are in jail. And Tucker's like taunting him and being funny on the outside, as he usually does. And then Ben and Riley, Danny slept with Sam in high school. He's telling that there's a whole thing about that was going on. Basically, we have two separate stories going. We have them in jail. And then there's a trial that happens.
There's a trial.
A mock trial.
She says, Danny Wheeler, I am putting you on trial for breaking my heart.
That was so funny.
I was like, is this a thing?
I was like, she's like, okay. She goes, I pay these people to be jurors to stay later. And of course, there's Jack Hay, my girl, which I like when she shows up on things. The last thing I saw her on was Girl Meets World. She had showed up on there. And she had like a storyline arc on there, kind of. Of course, hilarious. Years ago, she was on 227. That was her claim to fame. And I just think she's hilarious. She kept flirting with Danny, of course.
Yes.
And then with Ben later, we'll talk about that in a second. So she's going to do a mock trial. So the trial you broke. So that's the trial by liar. And she asked Bonnie to be here to represent him. Which is funny. The scene before that is when she's at jail. I'll be here for you, Ben. I'm gonna help you out. You're my son. And he's like, oh, your brother needs me more. And it just like leaves him.
Yeah. She's like, oh, did you not hear me? Danny needed my help. So I'm gonna go to Danny. Bonnie is representing him now at the trial. She actually is doing a pretty good job. Yes,
she does. After her comedic, always great slapstick entrance, she does slapstick so well. She's a tall girl too. She's like, she really knows how to just like get into a scene. Yeah. But she came in there and, like you said, she decided she's actually doing really well because she actually cross-examines, and what we find out he says.
Which we find out who says.
Oh, that Danny's like saying that he...
Oh, Danny's like, yeah, excuse me, like this was a long time ago. I was 17. I don't even have feelings for her. I love you, Riley. She's not getting it. And then finally, Tucker breaks in and is like, excuse me, Bonnie, I hate to bother you, but he's like the little assistant.
Yeah, I know, he totally is.
Your other son really needs you. He's in jail. You remember? Let's go help him.
Yeah, and meanwhile, they're in the courthouse. So they're saying the jail's below. Yeah. And the courthouse is above. Took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. Obviously, yes.
And then they decide that they're going to do this 10-minute recess.
Yes.
Which I was like, wait a minute. 10 minutes? Like, that's not going to be long enough. Yeah. But the fact that the jail was underneath or whatever, that made more sense.
It made more sense. Yeah. So they did. So she goes back down there and talks to the cop who's actually watching the jail. And it turns out they had dated before, and he was still upset.
Yep. Which was kind of funny. I was like, well, if he's so upset, then why did he just like let Danny or let Ben off the hook? But I just thought that was great.
It's kind of funny.
She's like, wait, did we date before? He's like, yeah. Are you still angry? Yeah. Okay, see you later.
She's just so funny. So we get him out. So it's great. And then she brings him as a
was it a witness or a guest?
surprise witness,
guest.
surprise guest or whatever, brings him in. I know it's like something like that. Brings him in, and because the whole thing, about this show is so interesting is that there's so many different triangles that kind of went on because Riley liked Ben. For those of you who didn't watch the show before, Riley liked Ben, and Ben liked Sam.
Yeah.
And it was just all this convoluted thing.
Yeah.
And so then Ben and Riley did date for a while, which
They
you talked about on the show. They dated for a little while, of course, and it fell apart because Danny really, those scenes. I've never seen those scenes when Danny's like, "I'm in love with her," and he was so hurt. It was really serious.
It was so serious.
Oh my God.
Crazy. And the fact that Riley can just jump from brother to brother, I'm like, girl.
I know that's a little crazy too. Like,
crazy.
Yeah, a little crazy. Tina's like, I think guy or girl should flirt with Danny because duh. It says we both look dashing.
Well, thank you, Tina.
I just threw this on. I don't know what's going on.
We love you, Tina.
Yeah, we love you, Tina. You just threw it on. Thank you. And so anyway, so Riley, and then so you think that actually he's winning because then it's kind of like, well, first when Ben walks in, let's talk about that really quick. It was really funny. The judge throws the gavel down. He must have bent over, and then all the jury stands up to look, and that was kind of funny.
I was like, wow, okay.
Like a sight gag. Like a good sight gag. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, it was just basically, I mean, you think he's winning her over, and he does at the end, like, I'm really sorry. I love you. It meant nothing. I love you. And I'm thinking she's going to fall in and go, okay, we're good, and whatever. But she's
like, you know what? I just don't think I can do this. Every time I look at you, I'm going to think of that.
I know.
And she walks away.
I know.
I was shocked because remember I looked over, like, wait, can we rewind? Did that just happen? Because the fact that she can date one brother and then jump to the other brother, like within, I want to say a couple months,
I guess
or weeks,
however they have it set up, right? So
and then, but she cannot forgive him for something he did at 17.
I know.
I was like, are you kidding me? Ben lied to Riley way more.
Yes.
And this isn't even really a lie.
No,
and she walks away. You think that they're going to get back together. You think it's going to be this great moment. And then she just walks out.
I know. I was shocked, actually. I was like, oh, okay. And then they ended like, they had a little ending bumper thing at the end, but it was just like, that's it, really? That's all they're gonna leave us hanging there, and that's it?
It was crazy. And then that scene that we had before it out in front of and then she's all like, you're thinking, oh, good, it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's okay. You're just hypersensitive and you just don't think much.
Oh yeah. Thanks for being that. Yeah, we forgot about that scene. They have a scene in the beginning where Bonnie coaches him.
Yep.
To say the right things, and you're right. He says it at first, and then he's like, "Well, you're overreacting," and he just makes it more. We've all been there a few times.
And never tell anyone that they're overreacting because that will not end well.
No, I think we've all been there. We think we're saying the right thing, and it comes out kind of wrong, and it's crazy. Charles says, my favorite line was when Ben got asked, how did he know Danny? And he just said, he's my brother. They agree Riley is kind of a hypocrite.
She is.
So I don't think Danny lied. For sure, he just didn't remember.
I think that he didn't remember, or if he did, it's happened so long ago.
Yeah.
I was very shocked because Riley seems like the logical type of person to be like, you know what, this man loves me. He's like laying it all out there for me. He's professing his love, saying that he's sorry for really something he really didn't have to apologize over, and she still walks away. I mean, it just shows her human side. Everyone has misjudgments and stuff, but I was shocked, and I was like, are you kidding me? I was expecting like a little teaser scene at the end where they get back together, and I'm like watching.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, nothing. So we have to wait till next week to find out what actually happens next. They didn't know how to break them up so it would make sense because they're just too perfect. It that should have happened.
Yeah, and what would have happened if they would have gotten together? Everything would have been perfect. Like, what would we have to watch? I mean, there'd still be a lot to watch.
Well, he's kind of a doofus, so to speak. He's like a lovable ex-jock kind of doofus. I guess they could mine some stuff out of that, I guess.
That's true.
I guess. I don't know.
But, every time a couple gets together, they have to break them up. They can't stay together for too long, more than at least an episode or two, because then it would just be too comfortable, right?
Oh my God, I shouldn't start dating anybody else. Don't start dating anybody else. Oh my God.
We're going to have to get introduced to a new character.
We don't want that.
I already told you I'm having trouble these days remembering people's names because I just meet so many new people.
You did say that. You have to remember names. It's good. People like we remember names.
For sure.
They do.
I'm working on it.
People work on it. You're too young to not remember names yet.
That's right.
It's my age. So that was your quick recap of Baby Daddy. But we'll be here every Wednesday at 7:30 talking about this great show.
Do we have a little teaser for next week?
I don't know. Do we have a teaser for next week?
You know what's going to happen.
Any predictions?
No, we have someone.
Well, maybe. We're not sure yet.
We're not sure.
We're still working on it.
We're working on it.
We almost had a teaser, but we're still working to see if it's going to be next week or in a few weeks. We're still waiting to hear. But we are working on having people from the show on our show.
Yes.
So we're in talks right now.
We're in talks.
We're in talks.
We're talking.
Their people are talking to our people, and we're working it out.
Yes, awesome.
Well, that's crazy. So why don't you go tell people where they can find you? And
yes, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
That's right. And of course, you can follow us on iTunes and YouTube. Please rate us. Tell us that we're wonderful. Give us 5 stars. Go to YouTube, comment, continue the discussion. Use the hashtag ABTV Baby Daddy on Twitter. Well, Dakota gives me a run for my money talking to the fans. So we will talk to you. Trust and believe.
We will talk to you.
We will talk to you. We'll continue the conversation, talk to you guys. Tune in again next week and follow me at James Lott Jr. on everything in the world. Not Senior, that's my father. Junior, me. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.